Hey, this is Michael Amott from Arch Enemy, and you're watching Chaoszine.
Okay, so hello everyone. Chaoszine is today here at the first Knotfest in Finland, and we have Michael from Arch Enemy as guest. Hello man, how's it going?
Really good. Happy to be here.
How does it feel to sort of be back playing at festivals and meeting fans and meeting also your friends?
It feels great. It's great to be back. I mean, it's our first European festival summer since, well, 3 years.
Yeah.
So we just played Wacken a few days ago. That was killer. Amazing show. And then now here. Played a little club show the other day in Tel Aviv, Israel. That was great too. So, you know, just doing everything now. We actually did a North America tour back in April, May. So
how was it?
That was like after 2.5 year break. Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Was it like weird to get back on stage after such a long time?
Very weird, yeah.
Like how should I do this?
Yeah. It's like, can you hold the intro? I need to run to the bathroom one more time. Yeah.
Are you like overall a guy who gets like very nervous before the shows?
Not at all. But now, if I ever was jaded and felt overconfident, you know, back in, you know, before the pandemic, that's all gone now. I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about getting on an early morning flight, you know.
But that
everything is fun again.
Fade soon.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just enjoying. This is my summer. This is my summer back now. Just being excited about everything again.
New album.
You meet me
today.
in the fall. You meet me in the fall, and I'll be bitter,
bitter
and cynical again. Yeah.
But hey, new album today. Deceivers.
Deceivers out today, August 12th. Yeah, super exciting. Wow, that's been a long journey. It's been a real different type of campaign for us. You know, we released the first single like 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just dropping these songs, these videos, and you know, millions of views and streams later. You know, it's just been a different kind of campaign. You know, so we played the new song. We play a lot of the new songs live, and they're connected very well with the fans. So yeah, I was skeptical at first
I was going to ask you about that, because you're sort of like an old school guy who wants to go to a record store and buy a vinyl. You always see those vinyl pictures in your Instagram.
Sure, yeah. Well, you know, but you can't, you know, the times move on, you know. I mean, you know, I really, you know, the way I listen to music, I grew up in a certain music scene in a certain era. You can't expect things to stay the same forever. So I was a little bit skeptical, of course, but now I have to say, seeing how well everything worked out, now I'm telling everybody this is my idea all along.
Yeah, that's like you should do.
Yeah.
It was my idea.
Oh, yeah,
take all the credit for it.
Yeah. They're actually here today, the guys from Sony that came up with our campaign. So I hope they don't overhear me taking credit.
So, but obviously you made the album in quite different period of
circumstances and stuff. Yeah.
How was it like overall?
I mean, it was different, you know, like for everybody.
Yeah, it was
But at the same time, you know, me and Daniel, we put together most of the music, and we did that in Sweden, where we were both living. So no restrictions, you know. It was so it was a little bit different. So we could actually keep working on it. You know, we actually started in January 2020. We started working, and then the world sort of shut down, didn't it? Was that in March 2020? I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. And you know, then things got a little bit more complicated and so forth. But you know, especially with an international lineup, a little bit difficult to keep everything. You know, I like to bring everybody into the studio, fly everybody. You know, and with an international lineup, you know, it's more like, you know, you know, so you're so accustomed to the concept of just buy a flight, jump on a plane, you'll be here tomorrow, and then we get to work. But now, you know, of course, those travel restrictions, and then those also like quarantine. You know, we actually managed to get Elisa into Europe to record her vocals, and but you know, she had to quarantine for a bunch of days, and everything just became logistically more complicated and expensive.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's basically it. But you know, we actually got the album done, you know, and that feels like an achievement in itself, you know.
Do you feel that you can sort of hear this period of time from the album somehow?
You know, I was thinking about that even while we were making it. I was really saying, you know, I don't want this to be our COVID album, you know. You know, I don't want it to be, I want it to be, you know, because you want music to be sort of timeless in a way. You want it to be like, this could have been 10 years ago, it could be in 10 years, you know, in the future. And you just want it to be sort of not really stamped too much about, especially by something that's very negative and kind of, you know, boring.
So were you listening to like a lot of music during the pandemic time, or how did you spend the pandemic like yourself?
Well, the first year was like just writing demos and hoping that 2021 was going to be better. We actually tracked drums already in September 2020 for the album. We did that in Denmark with this, you know, Jacob Hansen, who's a new guy for us. He's well established, of course, but he was a new guy for us, and you know, he produced the album, mixed the album as well.
So did you had like a lot of music already ready before the pandemic started, or have you written most of it?
No, but I mean, I had a lot of riffs and stuff like that, but it's just so, you know, fragments of musical ideas, you know, some lyrics, but not much, you know.
Was it easy to be creative when you are living in a world that is sort of slowed down a lot?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, in the beginning, I was following the news very carefully. I was like, I wonder if, you know, what's going to be like next month and stuff. Then I just kind of like, you know, when I realized this is actually going to take a while, I was just like, you know, I'm not going to watch any more news. So I just became like, I just shut myself. I became a little bit ignorant about the whole thing, actually, and just focused on the music. You know, I was
so
just happy.
That sort of helped your creativity as well?
Yeah. And I just really... I think it really helped me. I think it helped us, you know, to have something to focus on, you know, something positive, actually.
I feel that the album is like very diverse musically.
Right, yeah.
So, was there like...
Is that good?
I think it is. I think it is very good.
I like bands that every song sounds the same on 11 albums. That's cool too. But you know, we're just not that kind of band.
But not everybody's AC/DC.
Yeah, no, and we can't be that kind of band. I don't know what it is, but it's always like we do one song and it's like, well, that one already sounds like that, so we'll do something else. We do another tempo, another feel, another mood. But it's all metal in the end, you know. It's just like I like doing different kinds of vibes, you know, in the songs, and we all do.
But is it becoming like more and more difficult to sort of not to be repetitive and do like similar things, to sort of challenge yourself more and more?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the difficult part is when you basically have, for any sort of creative person, when you have that empty piece of paper, there's nothing there.
Yeah, and you need to create.
And you just think like, holy shit, it's like a huge mountain to climb, you know. You know how much you got blood, sweat, and tears, and all that creativity that's got to go into something to create something out of nothing, right? Which is what you're essentially doing, and you got to create a body of work, you know, like a piece of art, and. So that's kind of like daunting, you know, in the beginning. But then, you know, you write that first song. It's not a great song, but you write it. You put it in the Dropbox folder, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's actually not too bad. Then you think, but you know what? Then before you know it, you got like 3 or 4 songs. Then you got 7, 8 songs, and then you're on your way.
Okay,
and that's
so
what you gain.
Like
you gain confidence along the way, and you actually become stronger and better. It's like having a workout, a fitness routine, or something. You know, in the beginning, you're like, oh, I've been doing this for a month now. I'm not seeing any results, and then suddenly you're like, oh, now I can run faster. I can do more of these things. You know, and you just get good at it. You know, it's like you get into the flow, and you gain confidence.
So when you start doing the album and do the first song, is the first song normally the first song also on the album, or can the first song be like in the middle or in the end, or how does it like normally go for you?
No, I mean, I'm always trying to write. I don't know. I'm always like, I always feel like every song could be like the first album, but you know, every song can't be the first album. You know, so I mean, the first song on the album. So.
But that's sort of like your aim.
Yeah, a little
the
bit.
First one is the first.
Yeah,
sort
this
of
could be
like
a great.
opening.
You know, this could be a great opener for the live show. This could be, but then you know they get moved back because you write something even more striking, something even more powerful, something even more interesting.
Did that happen with Deceivers?
Oh yeah, all the time. So it's always like it's always like a bit of a challenge.
So which song did you wrote like first? How many songs did you put like before?
Yeah, I can't even remember now. I mean, some of the early ones that we did in January 2020 were a song called One More Time, One Last Time it's called. One Last Time. That was like a really song that we really believed in, but now it's just kind of ended up, at the end, towards the end of the album somewhere. And then we had another one called Spreading Black Wings, which I really believed. I thought that would be the album closer, but actually we wrote another one that's even more epic called Exiled from Earth, and that's the album. So you never know, I just think, of course I've been doing this for so long. I know it's never going to work out the way you think it is right in that moment, but it's nice to have that. That's a part of it, that naivety and being creative.
So how is it with the lyrics that you had like, I don't know, 6 or 7 songs, and Alissa had like 4 or 5 on the album, something like that was like the.
Was it? Okay,
credits.
yeah, so we usually do about half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is it like that process? Are there like always like also alternative lyrics to the songs that you eventually like pick what fits best the song? Or?
Yeah, I mean we work. I send her, the instrumental versions of some demos that I think would be cool for her to write lyrics on.
Okay.
She goes away, write lyrics on those, and then it's super fun. I mean, that's one of the most exciting parts of the process is really, of course, getting those. Files from her with her demo vocals that she's done in Canada with her lyrics, her vocal arrangement ideas. That's really exciting, of course. And
are they like normally quite close what you imagine would be the final product, or are they like?
They're really different, and I like that. I like that because
But that's the way you sort of like challenging yourself more. So
absolutely.
I feel that that's also a good thing, that they don't sound like you would imagine them to sound like.
Yeah, because if I controlled every aspect of it, of course it would sound, like you said, there wouldn't be that variety maybe.
Yeah. But you will like eventually still go through the songs like together
we do, yeah.
and do the final arrangements.
That's what we did, yeah. So we met up in Germany in early 2021. January, and we kind of, we sat down, we went through her lyrics, my lyrics, stuff she wasn't comfortable, she wanted to try different ideas, and we made like little demos in an Airbnb kitchen in Germany, and it was just like kind of a DIY makeshift type thing. But then we actually that was really good. That process was great though, because when you meet face to face, I'm still a big fan of that. That's why the pandemic sucked, I think, because I really believe in face to face communication still. And
believe me, I'm quite bored to doing Zoom interviews.
Well, I'm sure that I didn't get Zoom. I didn't install that until like the very end. I was just anti-Zoom.
Yeah.
But now I have it.
I don't know how many hundred of Zoom interviews I've done. But I rather do it like this way.
Of course, yeah. But and also in the studio, it's like you get that, the spur of the moment kind of things, where it's like, oh, you sang like that. Actually, why don't you do that at the end as well? And you just kind of get that thing where you can just improvise a bit and do stuff on the fly. Yeah, you don't really get that when somebody overnights you the files and you're like, and then you sit there and you analyze it, and that person is sleeping now because they're on another time zone, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you also, as a big fan of like music in general, know that all those like classic rock albums have been like done in the moment, sort of. So I guess that's something that should be within the music.
Right.
That it's not like computer sending files back and forth.
Sure. I mean, I think I really am a big believer in the human fingerprint, in music. That's really what I'm into. I'm into tone, I'm into expression, self-expression, I'm into vibes, I'm not into everything being super perfect and
but is it difficult for you, because how it is nowadays with the album production? It needs to be crystal clear, and
of course,
is that something that you will get like even arguments within the band?
No, I mean, we struggle with that a little bit, maybe because we want like a big natural drum sound. We want to have like all those cool analog things, but then we also want to have something that matches up to our catalog and also everything else that's being played out there that you put up against, right?
Is that something that becomes like more difficult with each album?
Of course, raising the bar each time. That's why, we worked with Jacob Hansen now on this album, and I think he really achieved like a great balance, I think, for that. It sounds really deep and how should I say, it's got like a deeper sound, it's not like a lot of metal is really dry and in your face, and it's just like it's very impactful, of course, but then I get a little bit bored like after a couple of songs. I want to hear more reverb, more delays, more space, and more atmosphere in the sound.
So how,
Even though
how
we're playing,
important the producer has been to your band?
He was actually really important this time. Yeah, Jacob Hansen, good guy.
Does he bring a lot of ideas into the table in the end, or?
In the end, yeah. I mean, I think he had an idea already how he records drums was really different and cool for us. We really enjoyed that part of it. So I think that's the foundation really of any album production in metal, is really the drum sound, and then you just kind of build from there. And then myself and Daniel Erlandson, we co-produced the album as usual. We do a lot of the tracking ourselves. Like, we went back to Sweden and tracked all the guitars and bass and stuff like that, so. And then we went back to Denmark to Jacob Hansen, did the vocals with him, and then he did the mix and master. So a little bit of back and forth.
So as you said, you have already played quite a lot of the new stuff live.
Right. Yeah.
So will you plan on adding even more new songs now to
well,
the set?
I think tonight we're playing 6 new songs. Isn't that crazy?
So is there gonna be one that you haven't played yet?
No, because we played Wacken and another show this week. So
okay.
Yeah, but it's fairly fresh. I mean, there's 3. We're playing In the Eye of the Storm.
That's quite a lot of new stuff to add to the set list.
It is.
At least when you have quite a big back catalog.
I know,
already.
but we feel like, hey, the new songs are just so popular. We just think, and it's kind of fun. The album's out this week.
Why
not just put it in?
I guess for musicians, you would like to play all of the new stuff.
Yeah,
if you
of
could,
course.
that's most
absolutely,
refreshing.
absolutely. There are songs that we, and I think that's one of the cool things about releasing all these singles before the album came out, is that each song we were able to shine like a spotlight on all these different new songs, and fans could have the time to absorb them, connect with them, feel them, and now we're playing them live and they're going down great. So it's like they're established.
Of releasing 3 songs.
Yeah, usually it's like, for us it's 2 singles, boom, the album's out, we're on tour.
Yeah.
But this time
there's quite a lot of babies which don't get any attention.
That's true, yeah. That's the same, that happened on the last album. The most famous songs on that album are probably The World Is Yours and The Eagle Flies Alone. And then the rest of the album is like deep album tracks, really, for people.
Yeah.
But this one we got more songs that are known, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So everybody, check out Deceivers. It came out today, so go and pick it out. I will go and grab my vinyl after this interview. For some circumstances, I won't open now. But hey, Michael, thanks a lot once again for the interview, and all the best for the future. Anything you want to say as a closer to all the fans?
Thank you for the support. Looking forward to playing tonight here at Knotfest, the first one ever here in Finland, and then coming back in the fall, playing Helsinki, looking with Arch Enemy, Behemoth, Carcass, on 2 others. I can't remember the date, sorry. It's in November, I think.
Yeah, in November.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a sick show, so
cool.
Go and check it out. We will be there as well.
I'm sure.
Thank you.